Hey, what's up, guys? It is Mad Games GX here, and we are going to be doing a live commentary. Haven't done this in a minute. This is going to be Centurion versus me unbranded. This was from locals earlier, and we are out here. He activates the Primera. It's very standard opening for the Centurion deck, which is really kind of a Calamity Turbo sort of deck. It's definitely really good. I just think it's kind of at the top of Rogue at the moment. He activates the field spell, which is Stand Up Centurion. It allows them to send one card from hand to graveyard and place one Centurion from your deck in your small and trap card zone. Of course, all the Centurion monsters work as continuous trap cards and have continuous trap card effects and go in and out of the back row into your monster zone, basically in order to set up synchro plays, which we are going to see here with Legatia into the level 12 synchro, which allows you to draw one card and then destroy one monster on the field, which obviously won't be. And then he does have the desires after pitching the desires before, which is, I kind of called that. I was like, hey, you definitely have desires after pitching that. So Centurion's one of my worst matchups, and I kind of wanted to post this because I wanted to show, the processes of me figuring out this matchup. There's definitely misplays in this game I could have done better, and maybe we can figure them out together. But so now he goes into the standard setup with 2 set back row, and then I draw for turn. We do have the Super Poly, I believe. No, we have an Albion the Shroud Dragon, a Super Poly, a few other cards, and, I'm thinking I'm actually doing pretty well here. However, it's not the easiest setup to break the board with. We do have a branded fusion, of course, too, but I will pitch the Lubellion because I'm like, he probably doesn't have Droll in hand. He has 3 cards in hand. It's probably just better here to bait anything and just start getting things rolling. However, this ends up being kind of an interesting hand because I go Shrouded Dragon to pitch for cost and then get a draw, hopefully getting something. Besides just the branded fusion and the Super Poly, maybe even the Albaz, just let Albaz go. Really, honestly, if I had any other kind of hand here that didn't just lose to Ash, this would have been a way better turn. However, given my hand, I actually have to do a very awkward play here. One of the most awkward plays I've ever done in my life. I have Tragedy, Mercurier, and Saronir in hand. And so I normal summon Mercurier and crash into the Legatia, that was probably my most down bad moment unbranded yet, that's for sure, because that's something I don't think I've ever done before. It's just really to get the search off of Saronir so I can start playing more, essentially, because I should still be able to get the gimmick lock from here. However, I do have Nadir Serpent, I do have the Super Poly, so we go Saronir. Oh no, if I have Nadir Serpent, rather. He goes and reads Saronir, of course. Now he's going to go Trade effect and the other effect, so you can start doing the Calamity thing, and I'm going to let him play into my Super Poly here. However, as you guys are going to see, the Centurion deck is pretty resilient. It's able to play through a Super Poly or two. So what is going to happen now is we are going to try to just trigger the get the Super Poly out, and we get the Super Poly out once he goes into Crimson Dragon, getting the Mud Dragon, targeting the Legatia, and I feel like I'm chilling actually from here, but then we go into Cartesia, and we go Cartesia effect because we have not normal summon this turn, and we are going to attempt to do some Grand Guignol things. But, there's still 2 back row here, so it's very likely one of these are an imperm or a crossout or something of that nature, given what Centurion has a lot of slots for non-engine, which is one of the main strengths of the deck, is that you're able to play a lot of non-engine on top of a very strong engine that is a bunch of just 1-card starters. Definitely a cool play pattern. I send the Lost so we can get back the Retribution, and we send the Gimmick Puppet. However, this was a misplay. I should have sent the Albion because he has an out to the Nadir Servant. So what I should have done here, I got really confident. I was like, hey, I'm going to gimmick lock him through this because I had Nadir Servant. However, I didn't consider the fact he was holding Imperm for this, which is crazy to me, honestly. Like, I feel like this is something that only people around my locals actually. Oh no, he had Nibiru maybe. Okay, now I'm not that. Doesn't feel as bad. So yeah, we got Nibiru here. I probably should have played under Nib. However, I needed to go Nadir there in order to play through and gimmick lock him there. I wasn't dealing with Archfiend. Maybe I could have gone half measures and played under Nib. But just with like 2 or 3 cards in hand, I just was not playing under Nib, and then we go Quem, which really sucks. If I could go into Maximus here, which is one of my favorite things to do when I get Nibbed in this deck, because I get to very much play through Nib, but now I really can't with the Quem. Quem's going to send red, but now I'm going to be able to set red and activate Loss, but it really just depends because my man has Nib, DD Crow, and Ash for me. It's one of the most insane things I've ever seen in my life. So we are going, yeah, no, it was just, I really do, sometimes Brandon, you can play through a lot, but sometimes it's like, what are you supposed to do when you get nibbed, DD Crowed, and ashed? Like, I designed this deck to play through those things, but sometimes that combination is just killer. And like I said, if I would have set Albion, I would have played through it a lot better. Or even just like Titanclad at them. I don't know. Just some way to get Mercurier to play around Nib if I could have. But that definitely would have been the play. And now he's just going to kind of proceed to break my back here because we don't have the best follow-up. I don't even have a Branded in Graveyard because I had to chain Retribution to target the red because I was like, oh wait, this is the only play I can actually do, but however, there are no targets. There's no Despias or Albazes in my graveyard, so I kind of had to wait for him to out the Quem, which I figured what would happen, but that was probably a misplay. However, there was no other play to be had, so it was either me scooping or just trying to make him play into killing Quem. And obviously Quem gets the cards easy here, but, we are going to try to attempt to do something here, but it's not going to really be that successful, unfortunately, because, Centurion just very recursive deck, very strong engine. It's one of those decks I'm trying to figure out the matchup better. If you guys have suggestions in the comments, I appreciate it. Like I said, I point out my misplay at least game 1 with Albion. Everything else I basically played correctly, I'd say. And then we go Quertus, but that's not going to be enough, most likely. However, it is going to make him turn skip, I believe. Yep, he's going to sack card, and I have Quertus. I don't have the most follow-up, though. I don't have anything in graveyard to activate. Need to get Sanctifier on field, and, that's kind of how I would be able to do things. However, he's going to be able to Calamity me if I don't... if he plays another Crimson Dragon, which he has to, I'd assume. That would be really weird if this deck didn't play Crimson Dragon again. So, or 2 Crimson Dragons, and then we'll go Brandon Red. I'm just trying to think what I'm even trying to do here. I'm trying to just get the Aluber, and so I can normal summon it, and then we banish off the all of Albaz, which might have been a misplay. Like, I probably maybe could have waited for him to try to... Well, no, I had to get the Mirror Jade out, and then we get the Imperm on the Aluber. This man just has so much non-engine for me, it's crazy. I guess that's what Desires does. That Desires really does hurt, and, I don't run hand traps, which hurt there, but it's like I'd rather still be able to play through your engine than not having engine, because my engine can usually play through the board. It's just hard to play through 3 very meaningful hand traps sometimes. And plus, like I said with the Albion misplay, but we're gonna go, and this is the longest game 1 ever, honestly. It was kind of just like, it could go either way. I was like, with Branded, if you take an inch, you get a mile, but same with this deck. And now he goes 5 monsters on field, and like even if I get Sanctifier, I can't even gimmick lock him, so it's not looking great. Probably gonna go game 2 here soon, unfortunately, but try to do our best in game 2. And then we go Branded Fusion. We get the Branded Fusion. It's not going to do a whole lot, though, for us. Like, our best option, given my first place OTS and, or fourth place OTS and first place recently into Titanic Lad, I wasn't running Dragoon in this build today. So yeah, Dragoon is going to be something that I want to keep in my deck, I believe. You know, it sucks to draw the Dark Magician, but I think overall it's one of those cards that gives you just such board presence. It does suck sometimes. Like, a lot of the time I don't even have, like, a discard outlet for it. So, like, I don't know if Fenrir would ever be the option, but Dragoon's so good when you have, like, that's why I run the Nadir Servant, because Nadir Servant gives you so much advantage that you can actually make Dragoon quite easily to really to just make a board that completely blows out your opponent. Dragoon's just so good. That's why I highly recommend it. Here we're going to be siding not too much. I think I just sided in Cosmic Cyclones because it's really good against the Centurion field spell, stand-up Centurion, because when it's destroyed, you get to float with it, basically, but, so that's why if you banish it, you're able to, just get around that, and then also you stop their plays, because it's obviously a field spell, and this is going to be a game I'm going to just let you guys know that is, I mean, the first game was about 30 minutes of in-game time, unfortunately, so we kind of are going fast here. I just, like, skip showing the Grand Guignol for the sake of time. We go special summon out Cartesia to dodge the Imperm, normal summon a Luber, get the Branded Fusion. Andy knows how to play around that. He's not going to recklessly waste an Imperm there, unfortunately, and then we're going to send for cost on the Shrouded Dragon in order to send Retribution. Then we use Branded Fusion here, and we are going to send the Albaz debate on what we're going to send. I was thinking of Lubellion or Cartesia, but I wasn't trying to lose to Omega Hand Traps, and I'm still going to get Hand Traps here. However, I have one of those hands where, like, I could genuinely, anything could kind of happen unless he has, like, 3 or 4 Hand Traps. I'm going to be gimmick locking him, and so we see the first Imperm come down, and I'm like, okay, well, he has Cartesia, or I have Cartesia, and I'm going to then obviously go chain Cartesia, I believe, and then, I don't know, is that what we do? I don't know. Well, sometime, then Perm hits the Cartesia, I believe, is what happens. Then I go Lubellion, and then I kind of do this awkwardly. We get the Mirror Jade at least, and we still have the the Cartesia for next turn. Then we go Lubellion to get the Lost, so we're able to do uninterrupted gimmick lock. We have Albion in Graveyard. We have one set, which I believe is Brandon in red. I could be wrong. No, we're going to set the Brandon red right now. Probably Super Poly if I had to guess, and we are going to pass. It's going to be one of those turns that I'm going to be able to play through anything as long as he doesn't just, like, go first thing Kaiju, essentially, over the Cartesia. He normal summons Trudrea. I'm like, hell yeah, that's exactly what I wanted to see, and I chain Cartesia to make the Grand Guignol to send off the Gimmick Puppet. He's going to search before I go into the new chain, but it's basically the reasoning here, because we can then go Brandon Red and Brandon Lost to set up our plays for Sanctifier. We search the Quem because it's a light spellcaster, so we can make the Sanctifier. And now we are going to, and since Lost is on board, he's not going to be able to respond to any of these things, which is kind of crazy. And then I'm going to chain two Lost, a Brandon in red, into the summon window of Lost in order. Oh wait, no, I don't. I just go. I think I pass and then I go Brandon. I'm really confused there. What just happened? Oh, it's because I saw Garura off of Grand Guignol. We already got the Gimmick Puppet in Graveyard. My bad, guys. So we didn't have to send that, and that's why we got the draw, and then we are going to chain Brandon Red into the summoning window so he can't respond, and go, since if you chain something to the summoning window of Branded Lost when the fusion was chain link 1 prior, you basically are able to do uninterrupted gimmick lock, and I'm going to make the Sanctifier immediately chain Sanctifier and go target the Gimmick Puppet, and we are going to target something else. but that is why, I mean, I think that's why I do here. Either I give him priority for some reason, which I shouldn't. Yeah, I do. And he's going to talents, which is fine. I should have changed Sanctifier there, but oh, did I just never? Oh, it's because I didn't send Gimmick Puppet, guys. Yeah, so that's what my misplay was. Instead of sending Gimmick Puppet, I sent Garura because I'm a bozo. You guys can roast me in the comment section below, but it was one of those games where you just make a misplay and you still are able to play through it. And then I have the Cosmic Cyclone, which is basically a turn skip on him, as you guys will see. And I will be able to just OTK him after that, and he just scoops. Or no, he doesn't scoop yet. Spoiler alert, we get the Cartesia, and then we're going to draw for turn and go Branded Fusion. And then he scoops because, yeah, I'm going to be able to OTK. So yeah, 2 misplays, guys. I'm not just going to show you guys me being perfect. Something that it's one of those matchups I really need to work on. And just doing those little micro interactions is really important with Branded when you're trying to master the deck and trying to go into events and even your locals and like what decks you have a hard time with, and make sure that you prepare to solidify those matchups. Don't really have too much outside the Cosmic Cyclones. He's going to go first. I'm really just hoping to get the Super Poly again, and honestly I have a pretty competent hand, and like I sadly misplay and it's going to cost me a lot here. I have a hand which is basically, you can play through anything. You have Super Poly, you have Thrust, you have like Cartesia, and then like 2 other spells. The issue is that we have like 4 minutes on the clock, so I'm just rushing for time at this point, not thinking this is not how you should play Yu-Gi-Oh, guys. So what you should do is, just come at it with a calm-headed mind. Obviously, you need to be quick under time, especially for your own sake, but it's one of those things that you can't just do that to the detriment of your playing, because he's going to make a really mid-board. There's no reason why I shouldn't play through this. However, I do have the Cosmic Cyclone. I wanted to get rid of which is the misplay, because I have the Super Poly. I could go Fusion Dupe, Albaz, chain Super Poly. Actually, I don't even have the Super Poly in hand, to be honest, but we have a hand that can still play through it. And he's going to be able to, he's going to try his thing right here, which is totally fine. And he's going to dodge the Albaz, which is fine. And what I have right here is I have the Thrust. When you have a live Thrust, just search the talents, because you want to hand rip before you try to resolve a Branded Fusion. I got lucky he didn't have the Ash, however, he's going to have a Go spell, which is going to be, I do have the Titanic Lad, and I go Gold Sark here, get a Cartesia, or get Mercurier, apparently, or no, banish Mercurier for the Cartesia, normal summon Cartesia. I'm literally just being quick as possible, go Albion. He has a Go spell, though, which is just crazy to me, honestly. And that really just costed me the game there, because I didn't talents rep. As you see, I just do a sad talents right now. And I take his monster, which is, I try to go for OTK. I felt like that was okay, but I forgot those are 2 quick effects to summon, and they're 2 big booties, so I'm not going to be able to kill him because I didn't go Mirror Jade. So yeah, I'm really bad at this game. I really just fumbled the bag there, could have won it. It's one of those things I wanted to show you guys just in case, but it was still a nice show off of Centurion, and I wanted to show you guys like what you guys can do differently if you're doing playing Branded in a wrong way like I am, or just even the good plays I did. So yeah, if you guys like this commentary, let me know down below. More Branded content coming soon. Like and subscribe, streaming all the time. You guys are great. Hit 2K subs. Let's get to 3. Peace out, guys.